Yo, what's up, you guys? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing. So, bro, like, check this out, man. So, like, you guys know that I love this deck, right? Like, this is my favorite deck.
Yes.
Like, out of all of my decks, this is my favorite one.
Yes.
And have you ever had a deck that you love so much and it seems to just only get better and better and better over time?
No.
Like, have I told you guys the journey that I've had with this deck and how long it's been? Like, this deck, compared to how it was when I first got it, this deck was absolutely garbage. Like, I was playing Advanced Ritual Art and, like, the Mikatama Girl. I just hated it. It was like I couldn't get Herald out fast enough. And when I did, I never had fairies. Cyber Angels came out, Ben 10, and Ritual Sanctuary boost the consistency of this deck. Then, out of nowhere, Honest comes off the list. The nigga's at 3. Excuse my language. Then, out of nowhere, Prep goes to 2. Then, out of nowhere, Prep goes to 3. Then, out of nowhere, we get Incantations. And they're broken. And then out of nowhere, we get Celestial Observatory. But that, like, that's not just it. Monster Reborn comes off the list. It's like all this stuff keeps happening to make this deck better and better and better than it already is. Like, this deck has literally only gotten stronger. Like, and it's to that point where I'm like, this deck is crazy good. Like, I can't let go of this deck. I'm going to show you guys my build. Spoiler alert, I do not own Celestial Observatory. I have 3 that will be coming in the mail soon. That card is amazing. Like, can you believe how consistent this deck is? Like, it rivals the consistency of full power Necros. But let's hop into the build. So we're playing 3 Herald of Perfection. Hands down, this is, like, the boss of your deck. He is arguably, in my opinion, he's the best boss monster in, like, the game. Like, he builds chain links on himself. And he negates anything. It doesn't matter if it's spell or a trap or a monster. And it doesn't matter, like, it just doesn't. Like, the bane of his existence is, like, spell speed 3 effects. Like, right? Like, counter trap, strike. Like, the cool thing is, strike's not very popular. So you don't have to really worry about that. And then, like, this build can alleviate the problem of kaijus just by playing barrier statues. Like, it's just so broken. Like, this monster is such a pain, like, to deal with. Because, like, once Herald hits the field, when you're playing this deck, you have to understand, like, you're going to have more than enough negates. You're going to have 5 to 6 fairies in your hand. So that means you have 5 to 6 negates. So, like, once this card hits the field, you have to understand that you can no longer activate any card effects. Like, you can't. You have to find a way to deal with him. And attacking over him, Honest is at 3. Hello, somebody. This card is just amazing. We have 3 Princess Katanas. Hiya! Because she's, she, that's his side hoe right there. Like, she don't know, you know, what he got as a main, but, like, she thinks she's the main. She's just great, bro. And then we get Celestial Observatory. You have 6 targets for it. But, riddle me this. You have Manjus, Terraformings, Ritual Sanctuaries, Pre-Preps, regular preps. You have, like, 15 other ways to get to these 6 cards. So, in technical terms, you have 21 targets for your Celestial Observatories. It's like, it's more live in this deck than Trading is in Blue Eyes. Like, so Celestial Observatory is just amazing in this deck. Like, I'm sorry, you have 23 because Talismantra is a level 6. Like, it's just dope. So you have your 6 vanillas. You have your 6 blue cards. Hands down, every time you summon Herald, you want to summon Princess Katana. But now what's really cool is we got an indirect, like, incredible support that made the deck even better than it's supposed to be. Like, this deck was already too consistent. Now it's just over the top. Like, and Talismandra's a level 6, so you have more ways to summon Herald, because when you ritual summon him, it has to tribute exactly 6. Like, if you don't know what these cards do, they basically summon themselves by revealing either a ritual spell or a ritual monster, and whichever you revealed, for example, if you revealed a ritual spell, you summon the counterpart that searches a ritual monster, or if you revealed a ritual monster, you summon the counterpart that summons a ritual spell. So it's, in a way, it's like you're prepping yourself. You're manjuing yourself. So, like, the one that I like the most is Talismandra, because you reveal him, and you end up summoning him in Candle, and you can only use one of their effects, but the cool thing is when you summon Candle, he gets you the ritual spell. You don't have an issue with seeing your ritual monsters, because you play more ritual monsters than you do of the one ritual spell that you have 3 copies of. So it's more important to search that out. Because again, prep searches only the ritual monsters, so you have like a lot more ways to see ritual monsters. So that's why I feel like Talisman is really broken in this build, because like he gets you to your ritual spell. The unfortunate thing about these is I only picked up 2 copies today. That's all I could get. I would be playing 3 of each, trust me, if I was able to find a third of each. But I was only unfortunately able to get 2 of each. So for right now, I'm playing them 2. Once I get the third, I'm playing 3 and 3, because they're just so broken. Like, they really are. They made Herald, like, just over the top. And then for more of your search engine, like, this deck. Oh, for sure, bro. Good night.
Good night.
3 Geldogras. Geldogra is just amazing. I wasn't playing it in the last build that I showed. That's because I was playing the build with Venus. Like, this deck, you can afford to play a certain amount of normal summons, but... like, ultimately, you sometimes have to just decide. Like, the normal summons that you can never take out of Herald is the Star Seraphs and the Manjus, in my opinion, because they're part of your engine. Star Seraphs are ultra consistent, +3, and Manju gives you the option to search your ritual spell or ritual monster. So the only normal summons that you can kind of, like, toy around with are between Geldogra and Venus. And then there was, at one point in time, I was toying around with, like, Tides of the Brethren targets and stuff like that. So, like, this slot of 3, it can be monsters or it can be more spells. At one point, this slot was 3 Foolish Burial Goods, and I was playing Metal Force Fusion and Machine Angel Ritual just to protect her from destruction with this Grave Effect. But Geldogra's here now because we trying to turbo. Like, we want to get double, triple Herald. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to make sure that I'll never lose to a Kaiju, but I'm not going to lose to a Spear Mode either, if that makes sense. So, like, I want to summon, like, double Herald. Triple Herald, game 2 and 3, you don't do that. But double Herald because they can Kaiju one and I keep the other. And so, this also helps because when you get your Candle monsters, when you get your incantations, you normally summon both of them, right? You grant your search. While they're on the field, you can't go into your extra deck. That kind of hurts sometimes, but normally, like, when you resolve them, like, you're just going for Herald locks. But the cool thing with the little synergy that Geldogra has with this engine is you can, if you want to go into your extra deck, you can tribute Talismandra to summon 1 Herald, and then you contribute the Geldogra and the Candle to summon the other Herald. Like, you don't have to do that, but I'm saying that you can, and that's what makes Geldogra even cooler with this particular build, is because he's an even level 2, and you play level 4, so you can always add it up to 6, just to get him off the field also. Like, you need to get him off the field ultimately, because he puts your life points extremely low, like 2,000. So, like, you don't want your opponent to get that free win on you just by attacking into him, so you need to get him off the field. So, like, the first Herald you summon, you could tribute Benton, Princess Katana, get your search that you need. Like, if it's Arclord Christia, beautiful. And then your other Herald that you summon, that's why, like, it's always so important to summon 2, but trust me, this deck is way over the top consistent. You're never going to not summon 2. The second one, you have to tribute Geldogra to summoning. Because if you leave Geldogra on the field, you're, like, giving your opponent a chance to get a cheap, cheesy win. And I don't like those kind of wins. Then we have 3 Handy Mannies, my helping hand. This card is really good in this deck. Like, you have just all these options, like, all this searching for your deck. Like, your Herald combo pieces are never not in your hand. And then we have 3 Star Seraph Staff and 3 Star Seraph Throne. This engine it's too good, bro. It's too strong. It's way too good. Like, this is the combo, man. Like, this gives you the edge going second. You could break boards with this. You could OTK with this. You draw 3 cards. A lot of times, this deck loves me so much. I get super lucky all the time. Like, how many duels have you watched me resolve Stick Chair? And then my second chair summons a Scepter. And then I get to search because of his win effect. Like, not my first chair. My first chair doesn't summon the stick. My second chair, after I've already summoned this and these 2, my second chair summons the Scepter. And then, because he's the last thing to happen, I get the search off of him. And then, after getting the search off of him, I get to pop 2 cards and draw 2 cards. And then Deltros pop a 3rd. Like, this engine's so broken. Like, bro, Stick Chair is so insane. And now indirectly, you have more ways to search them because of incantations. Like, if you're making Heralds, you're searching Light Fairies all the time. And you're not always going to have Gildagra. So you're not always going to have that issue of, oh, my life points are too low, or, oh, I need to focus on getting him off the field. We play Gildagra because he is a +1 and a pre-prep on legs. Like, when you're able to pre-prep twice on one turn, you normally have more than enough to make a crazy board of double Herald Christia. And then games 2 and 3, you just make one Herald and a Christia because they can't Lava Golem and they can't Kaiju either, and they can't Spear Mode either. You control 2 and they can't special. You have the lock. So like, while Gildagra can sometimes be an Achilles heel, like, you're not always going to have it. So sometimes when you get lucky enough, you're able to just get your incantation monsters off the field and then do your stick chair combo. Like, oh, it's so broken, bro. Then we have 2 Honest. It's perfect at 2, trust me. I played it at 3. I did. I tried it at ratios. Like, even when Honest was at 1, I was still playing it, you know? But, like, ultimately, it's like, it's not a combo piece. So 3-ofs are your important cards, right? Especially in a deck that decked in so rapidly. Like, you have to be okay with seeing multiples of your 3-ofs. Not like hard drawing them, but like, you draw 1 for turn, and then you end up drawing into more as you're digging through your deck, doing all of your plays. So, like, Honest, because it's not extremely vital and focal, it's okay to play 2 of it because it's searchable to top all of that off. When I was playing 3 Honest, I was breaking with Honest. Like, I'd sometimes draw 2 of it. Sometimes I'd draw 1 for turn, and then, like, I end up drawing another and then another. And it's like, sometimes it's okay, but other times it's like, this needs to be a card that I can actually combo with, that I can actually use to progress my game state, not just as like a defensive or offensive, you know, weapon. And that's really what Honest is. He helps you to solve that issue with Herald only having 1800 attack. 1800 is fine when you have Honest because you can still beat over anything. And that's why Honest is still important in the deck. But again, don't play 3, guys. Trust me. And the final monster in the deck is Archlord Christia. It's like, you really need to play it in this build now more than ever because you're never not going to have this card. Like, you're going to turbo this out. Like, I can guarantee you, if I had 3 of each incantation, bro, hands down, every turn 1, every hand, no matter whether it's good or bad, I'm turboing out Christia with Herald. Christia Herald? Are you kidding me? No, so you're telling me my opponent can't special summon and they can't activate card effects? GG no re, fam. GG no re. And then to top it all off, when you summon Christia, you get an extra negate from your grave to your hand. Broken. Too broken. I don't even care if I can't summon. Like, I've already summoned the monsters that I need to summon, so I don't care if I can't special anymore. Like, it doesn't matter. I did all the specialing that I need to do. And then for your spells, which makes this deck ultra consistent, it's like, you got to think of this. Your stick and chair, that's a consistent engine. That's deck thinner, that's 6. Your Manju's 9. Your Gildagra's 12. Once I get 3 of each of these, that makes 15, 18. Your Benton, 21. Like, all these are cards that grab you cards. So just in your monsters alone, you have 21 deck thinners that all search or draw, net your advantage, pay for themselves. Then for our spells, we have 3 Las Vegas. Everybody gets married in Las Vegas. And because Ritual Sanctuary has a picture of 2 people getting married, it looks to me like they're in Vegas. So I call this field spell Las Vegas. I have been calling it that for, 2 years now. It's just so broken, bro. Free searches, free advantage, basically. And what I mean by free is, like, you have a cost for this card, but after turn 1, once you've played this card, it turns into pluses. Like, when you play it turn 1, you have to take a minus. But after that, every turn, it turns into pluses because you're able to load your grave with spells and get free searches off your Star Seraph plays. And then in addition to that, you're able to cycle through your engine and then rinse, wash, and repeat, putting back soul charges and, like, Monster Reborn, Saki stuff. Like, all the good spells, the pre-preps, the regular preps. Like, I consider this card like a plus-worthy field spell. Like, as long as you can protect it, and remember, Herald protects anything from being touched. Like, as long as you protect it, you generate so much searches, like searches for days. It grabs you either your Herald or your Ritual spell. And then it's a Monster Reborn on legs. And you turbo so fast, you're able to reborn your Heralds just to OTK, get more damage on board. Like, this field spell is like the extender, the play starter, the in-between. It's like everything. Then we have 3 pre-preparation of rights. Bro, what's my favorite spell in the game? Everybody knows this. It's pre-prep. My favorite spell in the whole game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is pre-prep. Absolutely. Hands down. Love this spell. never not play it. Like, I have, what, like 18, 19 pre-preps? Because I play that many ritual decks that run it. And I love ritual decks. Rituals, my favorite summoning mechanic. My favorite kind of decks are ritual decks. I'm that guy. Like, the ritual fanatic. Then we have 3 regular prep. This card increases your ceiling a lot, especially going second. It's like when you're playing your ritual spells and they get negated, you just play this, get a free search, and then grab that +1, that ritual spell that just got negated, however your opponent negated, they negate the activation, bam. Activate this, grab it back from your graveyard to your hand, activate it again. They negate it, hopefully you have another one. If not, you probably have a second ritual spell, or you just have an incantation, or a Manju, or a Geldagra, like it's, or Ritual Sanctuary, or Terraform. Like, too much utility in this deck, too much searches. Like, basically, everything that's not Christia and Honest and Herald, like, it just straight up searches. Like, it's just crazy. Even Benton, like, everything in this deck just digs. And so the 6 preps, thank God we finally have 6 preps. I said it for a long time, prep's going to go at 3. I said this, like half a year ago, prep's going to 3, and then it did go to 3. Then I played 3 pots. People say I'm crazy for playing 3 Desires. In Herald, it's a must-have. It's a +1. You need all your pluses. This deck pluses more than, like, this is like the original +5 type. You know what I'm saying? This is like, it's like resolving machine dupe with a quick fix type plussing. Like, that's how far you go. Like, you go bananas. And what I love about Pot of Desires is it never hurts me because my deck searches too much. I have, like, over half my deck is extra copies of what I already need. So, like, once I search all my combo pieces and I have Herald on board, all I care about is what? Draw fairies. This card literally says 2 negates. Draw 2 negates. Pay cost. What are you going to do? Like, you can't stop it. It's just so broken. Like, even sometimes you just use it to bait because, like, you know they have a hand trap. Like, if they have Droll, sometimes that's fine. Like, you open with your combo pieces half the time. Like, if they have Ash, you just use it to bait the Ash. It's just so broken. Pot's just amazing in this deck. And then also when you need to resolve a second one, keep in mind, your Ritual Sanctuary can put 6 cards back into your main deck. That allows you to pot a lot more comfortably knowing that there's 6 cards that you've granted your deck so that pot can banish those, and you're not losing anything. You're really losing 4 cards, and you're drawing 2, and it keeps you from decking out and making your deck too small. And then we have 2 Optimus Prime. I actually bumped it. The reason why I bumped it is because I just want a higher spell count because I'm not playing downbeats. I'm not playing the combo build with Venus and Shine Balls anymore, and I just needed those extra spells. So, like, and it also, this is a combo piece for Herald, and also this is a Monster Reborn depending on when you get to use it. And, like, Terraforming, I'd much rather Terraforming for Las Vegas than hard draw Las Vegas because you get a free spell in your grave just to grab it first. So it's really broken. Then we have 3 down to the Herald. The best playmaker of the deck. Like, it's the only one that matters. If you don't have this, like, your deck is not that strong. So, like, it's important to grab these before you pot a Desires because when you Desires and banish these, it hurts. Like, it hurts more than you would imagine. Like, you can live off of 1. Like, if you Desires and you banish 2, don't banish Dawn with this effect and add Ben 10 back. Leave her in the grave, put this back, and keep recycling it off of your Ritual Sanctuary. Live off the 1. You can do that. Just be careful. Like, Pot's never banished all 3, but it can banish 1 and it'll be fine, but I need, like, 2 because I'm trying to summon Herald, like, 2 times. And then finally, to sum up the spells is 1 Monster Reborn. I took Soul Charge out of the build literally because, like, it conflicts with Geldagra. Geldagra is it's a 3 of. I have a lot of draw power. I see it a lot, very often. Like, after I Geldagra, I don't want a Soul Charge. And then if I Soul Charge, I don't want to Geldagra. Do you catch my drift? Like, is it making sense? Like, the 2 cards conflict with each other. Soul Charge is a 1 of. Yes, I understand that. But because it's a 1 of, it has an awkward, like, and random timing when you draw it. You either draw it early, you know, like mid, late. You just never know when you're going to see it. And almost every time that I saw it, it was already after I Geldagra'd. So I was just like, dang, like, it's not working. So Monster Reborn will suffice. You do have technically 6 copies of Monster Reborn in your main deck. So I think we're good on the summoning from graves. I don't think Soul Charge is that needed in this build. So literally, if it's not summoning monsters with these 4 spells, all your other spells, the 3, 6, 9, 12, 14 other spells are all just for deck thinning. all to get your combo pieces. So remember when I was talking about the 21 monsters that grant you advantage? Then the 14 spells? 35 cards. 35 cards in this deck literally say either search or draw. Like, we understand Droll's a thing. If Droll is still prevalent after Worlds, I'm just going to main deck 3 Call by the Grave. Simple as that. I'm going to sacrifice some slots in my main deck, cut some cards from 3 to 2, and play some Call by the Graves. But, like, this deck, it searches too much. Like, nearly the entire deck, minus, like, 6 cards, all grant you a value. Honorable mentions for the deck go to, you know, the Soul Charge, because it's the GOAT. And then the Ties of the Brethren package. I've come to the realization that because of the incantations, Tied to the Brethren might actually be a better route to go, because the incantations give me Herald. Definitely, they do. They give me a lot of advantage, a lot of free value, just because, like, their body's on field to tribute for my ritual summoning and stuff like that. But I also realize my boards are not as optimal because I can't go into the extra deck, because I'm never really able to get rid of both of them off of the field unless I have Gildagra in my hand. If I don't have Gildagra, I'm forced to leave the incantations on the field, and thus I can't go into my extra deck. So Herald Christia is the way to go. But, like, with Ties, it allows you to make a lot more optimal board. You still get that pseudo, you know, soft lock of preventing your opponent from special summoning, and you get the free search of Honest and Star Seraph Scepter if you need to. So it can be a +1. And it also makes your board big enough to where you can just negate, force them to pass because they have no hand, and then attack for game. And then the Valkyria helps a lot too, because, like, when you summon these out, you're just able to just net free advantage. Like, you summon these out with Honest goes to your hand, that's plus, and then this ends up searching you a Light Fairy during your turn when you negate something. And depending on how your hand is shaping, you could just search your missing Star Seraph piece, and then you could kill your opponent, game them next turn. So honorable mention has to go to the Ties package. Trust me, I keep it on standby because I change this deck a lot. Like, I love this deck. It's always going through changes. So the extra, we have 2 Herald of Arclight and 2 Intis. I felt that since I'm playing Gildagra again, I might as well make him flexible. So he can make boards or break boards. Make boards or break boards, literally. So Gildagra, it makes him that much more valuable. Because, like, again, Games 2 and 3, you normally side Gildagra out. I'm not going to lie. You do side him out. Like, he's just there to increase your ceiling game 1. But, like, sometimes game 1, you have to go second. And if you don't got the stick chair, Gildagra is another way to break a board. It helps. And even at minimum, if people are still making negates, which I highly doubt it, you can just bait the negations. Then we have the Star Seraph XYZ package. You have Deltaros and Ouroboros. Turn 1. Rip a card out their hand, make them start with 5. You have 5 fairies, that's game. You literally negate you have a negate for every single individual card in their hand. And that's only if their deck is a kind of deck that can activate every card. Some decks have 2 to 3 plays, and the rest of the cards are follow-ups. And the follow-ups can only happen after you've resolved your starter cards. Like, if that makes sense at all. I don't know if that makes sense, but it like, that's true. Like, even Gokis, like, Gokis can't play their whole hand unless they get to make a Soul Day first. So if you negate Suprex's effect, if you negate a Soul Day, or the cards that get you to a Soul Day, because of course they can master their chain links once they make a Soul Day, but they still have to use a Soul Day's effect, especially from deck. You can negate that. Then after that, you can negate the rematch, all the little one-of extenders. Like, you can go bananas. But bottom line, like, when you make Ouroboros and put your opponent at 5, and this deck is its goal and all automatically, like, always summons and gets 5 fairies, like, you win. Like, they can't bait Herald, and they can't deal with it. And then, like, when you're able to get Christia next to that, it's like, just give up. Don't even waste my time. And then Deltros for going second. And I still play the Diamond because it is a free negate, especially because Dark World Danger could be a thing. He negates Darks. And then he also has this soft lock that says each player can't send cards from the deck to the grave. That can help. I believe it could possibly help in Dark World Danger, semi-pseudo. And then it just stops, like, milling cards, like milling decks like Light Horns, etc. And you never know when a deck might come out that needs to, like, send cards from deck to grave. Like, it could be Thunder Dragons. They might end up doing stuff like that. But it's just another negate, and it gives you that option for your stick chairs to become an oppressive threat. Then we have Samurai. I need to go for game a lot, because, like, this deck, its stun is like a complete turn stun. It's like when somebody drone lockbirds you, but worse. Like, it's like a no effect stun. Imagine if somebody summoned Utopic Zigzal on you, it's summoning Herald is the equivalent of Zigzal locking your opponent. It basically is like you can't activate any effects like at all. So all you really need to do is just OTK your opponent next turn so that the duel doesn't progress to that point where they're actually able to come back on you. We have Fairy Cheer Girl, Baby Pom Pom Girl. I don't really make her that often, but she's an MVP, bro. Like, if you don't play her, you're not a true fan. And then we have Lynx. We have Decode. Decode's really good in this deck. Being able to get the attack boost for the aggression, the OTKs. Literally, definition of this deck: first turn setup, second turn kill. That's how you do it, man. Goblin is broken. Goblin is so good in Heralds. Like, it's so crazy good. Like, being able to Geldagra and then go into your stick chair combo, broken. Being able to Manju and then go into your stick chair combo, broken. Being able to normal summon Scepter, search your Sovereignty, and then normal summon a second Scepter and go into your combo, broken. Like, Goblin is just too busted in this deck. He really is. He's an MVP. Then we have Cerberus and Phoenix. I don't have Unicorn or Griffin right now. I'm getting them. They're coming in the mail. But these really help out a lot too. And they also help you to go second. Like, your stick chair combo can help you to break boards. And then if you have another way to extend to get an additional monster on the field after you make Deltaros, you can link with your Deltaros and another monster and then clear that final card, and then you're able to just summon your Herald and then you can swing. We have Underclock Taker, again, help you to OTK. And one of the MVPs is Akashic, because like everybody's summoning in like columns 2 and 4, because 1, 3, and 5 are really like people summon like their main deck monsters in columns 2 and 4 because like all the link monsters these days point like this to columns 1, 3, and 5. So like, why would you summon a main deck monster in column 1, 3, or 5 when your link zone is going to end up pointing there, and now that's one less extra monster zone that you get. So because of that, you're able to Akashic some really good main deck monsters. And also, when you're able to get through, like break that barrier of Trigate pointing to something, like if you're able to clear that one monster that points to Trigate, boy, you can get a busted Akashic play. Like, super good. She's amazing. She helps you with your Kaijus. She's just a really good toolbox kind of card. Like, she's amazing in Heralds. Like, because you're never not able to make her, like, all the time. And she's really good. She helps you going second. Your Star Surfs, just, man, she's broken. That's the deck profile, you guys. If you didn't know, this is my favorite deck in the world. I love it so much. Like, people can try to tell me about this deck, but, like, when it comes to this deck, you can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me how to play it. You can't tell me what not to play. Literally, I play this deck how I want, and I just go through all these variations of it. Some people even call me the master of this deck. I don't call myself the master because I don't know if that's true, but I do know that I'm extremely, extremely experienced with this deck. And I'll tell you one thing, if you want to play this deck, it's really budget. It's not expensive. It's probably going to cost you like a little over $100 to build. And that's only because of the extra deck. The main deck's not that expensive. And it's just like, such a competitive deck. It really is. I hope to see ritual decks in general doing a lot better this format. I feel like the incantations were all we needed for ritual decks to just explode. This deck in particular, because it's able to play a lot more powerful searchers. Again, like, dude, this deck is amazing. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. Thank you for bearing with me. God bless you. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. Stay tuned for future content. I do have Galaxy Eyes coming up very soon. I can't wait for our new support. I also have, what's the other deck? I have like a volcanic deck profile coming soon. I just got some other builds, like some decks that haven't really been seen on my channel. I'm going to be showcasing those very soon. But yeah, peace out, you guys. Y'all have a wonderful day. Deuces.